Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you may be on this stamp collecting world of ours. And sometimes we walk into a shop, a charity shop, and we spend a little bit of money on a package of stamps and maybe something else and other stuff. So for 19.99, I thought I'd show you what I had got today. Out and about, and we'll start here. So the elastic band had this and the album together. Now I have had a little look, a tiny little peek in the album, and it's basically a stock book which has got no stamps in it. Ooh, it's just flicked off that. Pick it up in a minute, but I'll show you what I mean. So you got stock sheets, perfect for me. I've been looking for something like this, and indeed have bought similar in order to, you get the idea. I'm going to start smashing stuff up in a minute. If I do much more, so we'll just turn that over and we'll close this because we want to get into the stamps proper. But for 19.99, I get this and the stamps which I'm about to show you. There we are. So let's get out the stamps. So the first lot of stamps. What have we got? New Zealand, etc. So we've got somebody doing a little bit of work on New Zealand stamps, but not just Kiwi, but also other stamps. So we've got some Kiwi stamp there. New Zealand, Australia, Aussie, the koala. But underneath I've got some German stamps. Not quite sure what they're doing in there, but I'm not one to turn my nose up at them. No, I do like them Dutch posts there with the Adler and the Corona. Also the Chef. So some nice heads there. So there's that. And then underneath we've got GB Regionals. Again, work has been done by somebody. Now this will save me from, I don't think that belongs there. These regionals save me messing about with them, so that's quite nice. And, you know, that to go with it is also nice and handy. So next up we've got another sort of stock sheetlet coming out. I mean, there's going to be no valuable stamps in here, but nice and sort of some age, you know, a bit of age to them. Try not to destroy stamps, Peter. And that again is French. I think that's France. Have I destroyed that? I sincerely hope not. Could be Portugal. Let's see, what's this? Portugal. So this looks like a Portuguese page to me. Was it me that killed it? Probably. It is me, isn't it? The stamp is a holy mess, but you know me, I don't mind a holy mess. It gives it some age and gives it some character. You know, I'm just going to have to stick that in. And we move on. So what next? We've got a couple of covers here. Castle Museum first day cover, Love Among the Butterflies. Some beautiful butterfly stamps. Margaret Fontaine exhibition, Castle Museum, Norwich. That will be in the year 1981, 82. Here's another butterfly, and here we have a nice address. Plantation Crescent. How superb is that? To do with butterflies. Yes. I'm not really that thirsty for first day covers. This is a interesting piece of ephemera. The post office on New Street in Birmingham. 1896. Be interesting to take a photo today, see what it looks like. I bet it don't look like that. No, sir. That's interesting. We continue through the bag being there. Silver Jubilee of Her Majesty the Queen. And we've got some nice stamps. I haven't seen these, so you've seen them at the same time as me. Isle of Man. Isle of Man. Yeah. These are the Isle of Man Post Office Authority. So they've got authority to produce them. You need authority for them to be official stamps. Now we're back into Germany. And again, we've got somebody who's done a little bit of work, which is always welcome. We've got a shilling mark there. A shilling for the pair. We've got some German ones, Commons. Bundes Post. Ready for loading up. There's nothing of any value or any age in these. Technology. Famous women. Dietrich probably. Also a more modern one. So that's quite nice. Well, you know. Now this, what are we opening up here? What box of tricks is this? Well, first of all, we have a cover here, the Conference of Guernsey Breeders. Breeding hell. Here we've got a bull. Second World Conference of Guernsey Breeders, so Guernsey bulls presumably, or Guernsey cattle across the world. We've got Canada here, but also we've got Great Britain. Stubbs, Constable, what was it, Lawrence, Sir Thomas Lawrence Lowry. Yeah, I've got these, unfortunately. Not sure about that, but that's quite sweet. And then in here we've got some older stamps. So with George V stamps. Yeah, again, I've got all those, but they're quite nice to own. You know, that's a couple of quid's worth, I would say. And then here, let's try again. Russia, Mother Russia, 50 at 10 pence each. So he wants 10 pence a stamp for these, and there'd be... I think the Russian ones are quite nice because they are more difficult for me to get hold of. Unless I go onto eBay and then you get sort of... you tend to get the same types, but those are quite nice, Russia. Nice to go through. And then here we pull out another bag. I'm not sure what's going on here, so we just pull out a handful as an example. Yeah, well, we got some nice cancels and nice things. Lord Laidler, Address Crescent, Battle of Britain. Stroke. Mental Health Week. Nice cancel here. Cleethorpes. You know, fairly modern, but they're after the legends, really, the slogans, which I think we missed dreadfully today, don't we? Filipinos rule of law. Never seen that stamp before. Also some foreign ones, which is nice. Australia. So there's a nice deep and crisp and even mix. Edinburgh. Aussie. Kangaroos, Wangaroos, you can't beat a Wangaroo. Malaysia, Australia. Zambia. Malaysia. What's this here? Keep seeing this. Laidler. Looks as if it's Mr. Laidler's collection that I've got. Nice Croydon cancel from 92. Also, we've got from Darwin and Blackburn. George the V. Halfpenny, green. 50 Jahre. Deutschland. More Deutsch. Briefzentrum. So we're really into modern day thingamajigs and more beside. So we'll just move those quickly to the side. I'll tidy up after. Move them because there's still more to be seen. In fact, this would be the end of this particular thing. So I need to. Don't want to miss out. What have we got here? Well, football stamps. So we've got a lot of football stamps which I don't want to open because there's possibly enough to be going on looking at these here. Christmas stamp there. The Blessed Virgin Cayman Islands. And old Canada. When I say old, I don't mean old. So there's nothing really to get excited about here. I mean, these are an average collection, but mostly intact. I don't feel that it's been reefed out. There's some good old British favourites there. The wattle here, Australia, that's a very common Canada King. So that's quite nice. The football, can we have a quick little look? Maybe. Do I want to be taking them out and then having to sort them out after? I'm not 100% sure I want to do that at the moment. I may do it after. But again, these are quite nicely... they're badly presented, but by that I mean, you know, he's filled up the card and he hasn't messed with it. And it's... you know, it's been moved on into a charity shop and I've managed to pick it up, so I'm quite happy with some of these. Nothing particularly special. And then we get to the final sheetlet. Possibly. Yeah, front and back. Guernsey's, Guernsey, Era, Erin's Green Valley, PTO it says there, so I'm not sure what that is. PTO. Let's turn it over then if it says please turn over. There's nothing on the other side. Nothing on the other side. I think, what are you saying? Sweden, of course they are. Turkey. Again, there's nothing of any valuation at all. I do collect these. I've got that, I've got that. I probably have got this. Was it Artois? Yeah. Somalia, Austria. Between the wars. That's nice. French Guiana. Yeah, and that. So that is everything to do with this particular album. But as a freebie, they gave me... So I spent the £20 on that. They also gave me this bag of with the king. So we'll have a quick look. We'll try and get someone. Someone's just been ripping, having fun ripping. Having a ripping old time. Ripping yarns, remember that? So some Queens, Christmases. I don't expect anything here of anything at all. I'll be shocked if I've got every one of these multiple times. Edinburgh, King Charles. This maybe is something. It is a Queen and it is a... I don't know, so possibly. This is Charles. Charles again. Mistletoe. Liverpool. I mean, they've angrily ripped with no a forethought attached whatsoever to it. So these will need trimming. That's nice. That's quite nice. So a Queen, another Charles, and I think that was a Charles. I'm not quite sure how we got in there. Queen. So first, second class. Again, there's nothing, nothing whatsoever. These just need to be neated up in order to get them presented somehow. It is the usual, your common everyday stamps. There's more. There's more in here. Look at this. So what's here, egad? Can I actually get in it? Yes, I can. Let's pull them out. Oh, get it pulled out, Peter. Come on. You can do better than that. Santander bag. We got the Queen, Her Majesty the Queen, first, second class stamp. First, Guernsey. They get everywhere. The Welsh one, the leak. Second, Guernsey. Christmas stamp, large letter. Oh, that's a shame. Look at that. That's going to have to go in my space. I haven't got that stamp and it's destroyed. More of the Queen. That. Yeah, they're pretty. There's nothing exciting popping up. You know, it's probably worth £20, and I've paid. Alice in Wonderland, I've got that set. I may not have that one though. I think I do have that one. Certainly got some in that series. You know, I paid 20. It's probably worth 20. If you were starting collection, if it was your very first collection, I think you'd be pretty happy. You know, you've got a book and you've got a lot of stamps and some work to do. Let's just see Guernsey again. You know, you've got some work to do tidying up. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, the gurning. I do have the gurning. I'm going to keep it out though. So it's nice to have work to do, you know, clipping and tidying up, sorting out the ears, and just enjoying messing about with knowing that you haven't got anything that you can you know, you're going to. I don't think I've got that colour. I must have that colour. Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, so nothing exciting at all within era. And all the asteroids had fallen out. Also, we've got New Zealand, etc. And we've got. I'm going to keep the receipt, I think. So, what do you think? Let me know. 17 minutes has gone. We're coming to the end. 18 minutes. Talk to you soon. Let me know what you think. Bye for now.